So another quarter has come and gone, and that means it is time for another net worth update. Hey wealth builders, and welcome back to The Bemuse, where we are making sense of all things money for young adults just like me. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I hope that by the end of the video you'll choose to come join the squad by hitting that subscribe button and turning on post notifications by hitting the bell icon so that you never miss a single video from us. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over both mine and Meshach's net worth for the first quarter of 2019 as of the end of March, and we're just going to kind of see where we're at, what progress we've made throughout the year so far. If you missed our first net worth update last quarter, I'll make sure I have a link in the cards above so you can go back and check out that video. 2019 is definitely flying by and leaving me in the dust, so comment below if you guys feel the same way. But let's jump right into the numbers. So let's start with our assets. This quarter, our cash and money market reserves definitely increased quite a bit. So right now, between the both of us, we still kind of hold similar values in cash. It's something we brought up in our first net worth update, is that our financial situation is actually pretty similar when we actually put it down on paper. So together, we're holding about $54,000 worth of cash. Our investments and retirement plans also increased a lot this quarter. And so now we are at about $13,000 combined, and that's mostly in our retirement plans, my Roth 401k at work and Meshach's 403b. For both of our cars, I also check the value of that periodically on Carfax. So right now my car is worth about $8,960, which is still pretty good because as you'll see when we get to the liability side, that my car note is about $6,600, and so right now I still have about $3,000 of equity in my car, and I'm not underwater on my car note, which is great. Meshach's car, for some reason I'm not sure if I made a slight mistake last quarter or if the value actually went up, but when I checked Carfax, the value is actually increased from last quarter. So that might confuse some of you, but I'm just gonna put in the value that Carfax says, and I'm gonna check it again next quarter just to make sure that, you know, nothing fishy is going on. But right now we have Meshach's car value at $2,300. And then for personal and business property, I have $500 holding there. That probably won't change very much. That's just the value of like my YouTube equipment, like my camera gear and all these kinds of expensive stuff that I have. I have a good amount of furniture also that's worth something, so I just put that kind of as a conservative placeholder in case I needed to sell it for whatever reason. I do have those assets at my disposal. So that brings Meshach and I's total assets to $78,538. Now let's jump down to the liability section. So for credit cards, and I'll mention this again since I got this question on our last video, these credit card balances are not true credit card debt. They're just what happen to be the current balances on our credit cards as of the end of the quarter. And because we're counting the cash up at the top in our assets, it makes sense to also count what our credit card balances are for the day, because that's gonna, you know, we're gonna use the cash to pay off that balance at the end of the month. So as of the end of the month, I had $481 on my credit card, and Meshach had already paid off his credit cards by that time in the month, so his was $0. Then there's my car note, which at that moment was $6,626, as I mentioned before. And what's really great about that is that I actually made a very large payment early this month, and so that's actually gone down quite a bit even since this number at the end of March. And as you guys probably heard me mention in prior videos, my main goal right now is to get that car note paid off as soon as possible. So I'm aggressively paying that down starting this month. Next is student loans, and so my current student loan balance is $82,149. That includes my Parent Plus loans, and Meshach's loan balance is $84,754. And so together our liabilities are just over $174,000. So bottom line, my net worth as of the end of March was negative $44,821, and Meshach's net worth was negative $50,651 for a combined net worth of negative $95,472. Now that may look like a very dismal picture. It's of course not the best, but now we're actually gonna go on over to a comparison slide. So we're gonna compare our net worth this quarter as opposed to last quarter and see if we've made any progress, because that is the real goal, is to make sure that we're making meaningful progress towards our net worth increasing. So let's look at what happened over the course of the quarter that caused changes in my net worth. So at the end of last year, I had $20,671 of cash, and this quarter I had $26,409 of cash. So my cash went up about $5,700, and so that's a 28% change. So that's a big change, and what really accounted for that was because in the first quarter of 2019, I had my tax refund, which basically all went to savings, and then I also had my bonus from my job, and so that definitely bumped up my cash numbers during this quarter. Investments in retirement plans went up $3,800 this quarter, and that was primarily because of, well, of course I was making additional contributions, and because I got my bonus, I was able to contribute even more to my retirement plan this quarter. And then also my employer does the employer matching for my 401k only once a year, so that also hit for all of my contributions during 2018. That hit in February, so that also gave a little bump to my 401k, so that went up from $4,700 to about $8,600 this quarter. My car, as you guys know, cars are depreciating assets, and so there's no surprise there that the value of my car went down by about $180 over this quarter, which is a decrease of about 2%. And then personal and business property, as I mentioned before, stays the same. I'm just gonna keep that number stagnant until I, get more equipment or something like that that can add to that personal property number. So overall, my assets increased from $35,000 to about $44,000, which is a change of over $9,000, which is an increase of 27% this quarter, which is really, really, really great. And so I'm really happy about that. And then my liabilities, well, my credit card doesn't really matter. That's really gonna fluctuate all the time from month to month. Doesn't really matter, it gets paid off in full at some time during the month. My car note went down $493 over this quarter, which is a decrease of 7%, which is great. And then my student loans went down a little bit. It's basically flat, which is kind of the goal right now. My primary focus, as I mentioned, is paying down my car note, and I'm kind of just putting enough into my student loans to keep interest at bay, so that's not really growing much, but I'm not really trying to aggressively pay it down right now either. So all in all, my net worth increased from about negative $55,000 at the end of 2018 to negative $45,000, which is an increase of over $10,000 of net worth this quarter, which is amazing. And so I'm super happy about that. Now let's look at Meshach's numbers. So Meshach's cash reserves also took a good bump this quarter. It changed about $6,500, and that was again from his tax refund. And then he also worked a lot more in the first quarter of 2019, so he had a lot more money coming in, and therefore a lot more money that was saved and put away. And so that is why his cash reserves went up so much. And then for retirement plans, he was also contributing more because he was earning more, and so therefore as a percentage of his earnings, more money was going into his 403b. And so his 403b went up about $2,600, and of course there's also market returns in there. If you guys have been following the markets, I should have said that earlier for mine as well. From the beginning of the year, markets are up in the double digits for the S&P 500 anyway, and so the markets are definitely doing well compared to the end of last year. Then going down to liability section, the only thing really to speak about is the student loans, which went up almost $1,000, which is understandable because he hasn't started making payments on his student loans yet. He hits the end of his 6-month grace period this month, and so that's when he'll be making his first payment. And so, I mean, this is really just interest that's accrued over the past quarter, and so that's like a 1% increase. So this will definitely start to go down, and this number should be less the next time we do a net worth update next quarter because he'll be actively paying down his loans. So Meshach's net worth went from negative $59,646 to negative $50,651, which is a change of $8,995 or 15%, which is also really great. We can definitely see this quarter that, having that tax refund that went into savings, being able to make more money within this quarter definitely made a significant impact. And also the markets doing well in our retirement accounts also contributed to a really great net worth increase this quarter. And so together our net worths increased $19,000, which is amazing. So that is our net worth update for this quarter. Hopefully you guys found this video useful in calculating your own net worth and keeping track of how you're doing financially. And if you guys enjoy these types of videos, let us know in the comments below so that we know to keep doing them. If there's something you guys want to see added in or taken out, let us know that in the comments as well. We are here to serve you guys, and so let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.